Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about the key to making strength training work for you as an injury-prone runner. This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line. Okay, so if you've been listening to the podcast or in my world for any length of time, you know that I talk about strength training is very important. And most of the time, unfortunately, we are doing the strength training or having it as the focus at the wrong time. So I want to make sure that you aren't making that mistake and you are making your strength training work for you so that you can prevent injury from happening and prevent any current injury that you may be struggling with from getting worse. Okay, so go back and listen to the episode. I'll link it in the show notes about how strength training will change throughout the year, because I go into how that happens in that one. But I'll do a little dabble in that. If you're in the build phase, your priority should be strength building. That's why it's called the build phase. Training is the priority. So strength training is more maintenance. And then taper, you're going even lower on strength training. And then race, you aren't doing strength training. And then rest and recovery is probably more like a physical therapy-esque type strength training. And you kind of go through that flow of things for strength training. But what does it actually look like? So for somebody who has pain, and you're asking in the Facebook groups, like, what should I do to get rid of my runner's knee pain or my plantar fasciitis pain? No doubt you will see somebody say, well, you need to strength train. And this is where that mistake comes in, the mistake I don't want you to be making, where you're focusing on strength training at the wrong time. So although strength exercises are important to help keep runner's knee pain low, plantar fasciitis pain low, they aren't the things to do to start up anew when that pain happens. Maybe you need to modify a strength workout that you're already doing when this pain comes on. So you may need to modify, but you don't want to start something new, start a new strength workout because you have this pain. Because strength exercises do not handle pain. They are not a good controller of the pain. Those would be pain control techniques, recovery techniques, ice, heat, massage, foam rolling, some mild stretching for certain injuries, some movement, active movement, but not strength training in the sense that we think of strength training with building muscle. Strength training is much better. Its priority is to prevent future injury from happening because you're building up the muscles to support your body, or from preventing an injury from getting worse. So, strength training works for somebody who has weakness, not for somebody who has pain. Somebody who has pain, they may also have weakness, but if pain is present, strength is not the first priority. If pain is present, you need to handle the pain before you handle the weakness. Because if you have pain, you may just have a false sense of weakness because your body is protecting itself. And that's where working with somebody who has a physical therapy background comes into play, because we can determine what's happening because of what. Are you weak because you're in pain? Because you can have this false sense like your knee could buckle because your body has the pain. So it sends a signal to your brain and says, oh, muscle, stop contracting. Muscle, you're causing a problem. So we're going to feign weakness. We're going to fake weakness. But when the pain is gone, the muscle's actually quite strong. Or in other positions where the pain doesn't come on, the muscle is actually quite strong. So if you're having pain, go back and listen to the pain control. If you're having weakness, That's where strength exercise comes in. So feelings of weakness would be your ankle rolls. Your ankle feels unsteady. Your knee buckles. Your knee feels unstable. Your hip feels like it's popping out of place. Those are feelings of weakness, feelings of instability. Now, I'm saying all of those where those are happening without pain. Okay? So if you're having symptoms like that, or, you could have, I say those kinds of things because we're talking runDisney, but you could have arm weakness where you can't hold a heavy box and you have to put it down, or you can't lift a heavy box off the ground, things like that. But those are signs of weakness. That's where strength exercises come in. If your ankles are rolling, rolling out to the side, then you have most likely lateral ankle instability, lateral ankle weakness. It's very common in a lot of people. If it rolls in, that's less common, but also a sign of weakness. Another one that I didn't mention would be if you can't rise up on your toes. Let's say you're trying to reach something in the top cabinet, and so you go to get up on your toes to get a little bit higher, and you can't do it. That's a sign of weakness. So those are things where strength exercises would come into play. So yes, you want to strengthen those. You want to find specific exercises for those specific weaknesses. And also, you want a whole body strength routine to make sure that you're not missing somewhere else. Because if you're not doing any strength workouts, the likelihood that you're also weak somewhere else is high. If you are strength training and you just have one area that, your ankle keeps rolling, well, you need to add ankle and foot exercises to your routine to make it so that those are stronger as well. But really, running is a whole body activity. So you really want to have a well-rounded strength routine to make sure you're hitting all of the major muscle groups to have a successful running career, because you don't want to miss out on something. So don't just do leg day. You do need core and upper body. And some people will say, well, running, why would I need upper body strength for running? Well, strengthening your upper body also strengthens your posture and your core, and you need those for running well. If you're not in good posture, let's say your upper back is not strong to keep you in good posture for running 13.1 miles over the course of 3 hours, well, then your shoulders are going to drop and you're going to collapse in on your chest, and then you can't breathe as efficiently. And so then your breathing and your heart rate is affected, and that's going to affect your running. Or you're going to start curling up like you're in a ball, and that's not good running posture. So then your hips and your back and your knees are all going to take a hit. So you really do want this to be a well-rounded workout routine to make it so that you can get rid of the injury you have and prevent other injuries from happening. And remember, this is for weakness-related injuries, not necessarily pain. And if you're wondering what working out during this build phase would look like for you, I talked about it in another podcast, but send me an email, amarty@drallypt.com, if you'd be interested to see what that would look like, to learn what a physical therapist would recommend to prevent injuries for the future, what those strength exercises would look like now and how to do them. Let me know, send me an email. If there's enough interest, I will put it together. Let me know, send me an email. If there's enough interest, I will put it together. As always, thanks so much for listening. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.